You spit in a tube. You mail it off? 6 weeks later, you receive an email, your ancestry revealed. And just like that, your DNA, your most intimate code, is stored. It's analyzed, shared, and maybe sold. All for just a hint of curiosity. But what if that curiosity comes at a steep price? What if it costs you your privacy, your identity, your future? They promised it would be fun. You discover your roots. Uncover where your ancestors came from. Maybe even find a long-lost cousin. A piece of history. But they didn't reveal everything. They didn't tell you who was watching. Or what they could do with your DNA. You gave them everything when you submitted your saliva. Your genetic code isn't merely a medical record. It's a forensic roadmap to you. It shows what you may become. How you're different from everyone else. No fingerprint, password, or scan is more unique than this. And you handed it over, for $99 and the family tree. Most people skip the terms and conditions. They miss the fine print. That fine print often allows sharing your DNA with research partners, affiliates, and third parties. In 2018, 23andMe partnered with GlaxoSmithKline. They accessed a massive DNA database for $300 million. The claim? It was for good. To develop treatments. But it wasn't about your health. Your data simply became valuable. And valuable data gets targeted. In 2020, GeneMatch suffered a breach. Hundreds of thousands of profiles were exposed. What if your DNA got leaked, and turned against you? Insurance could deny coverage. Employers might reject your application. Governments could profile you. Law enforcement may tag you, based on your potential actions, not your past. DNA is predictive. It carries markers for disease, behavior, and risk. In the wrong hands, those markers become labels. Unwanted labels you never agreed to. Some believe this has started. In 2019, China used DNA to track Uyghurs in Xinjiang. Health checks turned into biometric profiles. Facial recognition systems and movement tracking followed. This wasn't science. It was control. And China isn't the only one. Globally, police use genetic genealogy to solve crimes. Cold cases reopened. Decades-old murders linked to suspects through distant relatives' DNA submissions. In 2018, they caught the Golden State Killer this way. A celebrated success. But did anyone consider the implications? You don't need to commit a crime to be in a lineup. All it takes is a relative's submission. You didn't opt in. But your biology did. And it gets more troubling. Governments are exploring genetic identities linked to digital identities. Imagine your genome tied to your passport. Your medical access or social credit. Could your DNA determine your future? Who you marry? Whether you can have children? What medications you can take? Sounds dystopian. It's already in testing. In 2022, a biotech firm began trials for genetically personalized medicine passports. Tools to assess whether you're eligible for treatments based on your genome. Again, this seems helpful. But what if it denies access to education or rights? Your DNA becomes your key and your cage. Worse, you can't take it back. You can change your phone number. Delete your browser history. even change your name. But you can't change your DNA. It lives in you and your family. And once uploaded, it exists forever in someone else's database. Now consider this, you don't need to submit your DNA yourself. In 2019, research proved that uploading just 1% of a population's DNA identifies 60% of individuals through relatives. At 2%, it jumps to 90%. You are likely in the system, even without a test. Because someone in your family has submitted. Your cousin, your aunt, your parent, your sibling. Your genetic code is partially mapped, and completely out of your control. What if they used that data for editing? The rise of CRISPR and gene editing poses serious questions. Could your child be denied education due to genes? Can governments alter genetic traits for national interest? Can companies patent parts of your DNA? And if they can, who owns you? When corporations hold the keys to your code, what's left that belongs to you? Your body was once sacred, but now it's treated as property. And the more you give, the more they take. This is not just about health, it's about identity. Your last layer of privacy. Your last shred of autonomy. Your DNA was meant to be a fortress. Now, it may be the final trap. And the scariest part. Many are still clicking I agree. This is not force, it's convenience and curiosity. A promise to find your roots. But what if those roots bury you? The DNA economy thrives. Startups sell genomic data to pharmaceutical companies. Insurance firms quietly assess risk through your hereditary markers. Governments quietly build national DNA databases. No one asks your permission. No one warns you about weaponized data. No one explains predictive models justifying preemptive action. No one shows you how deep this rabbit hole goes. Here's the truth, you don't need conspiracy theories to see the pattern. Your biology is becoming digital. Your body is being reduced to data. Your future. It's now mapped by code you didn't write. But there's good news. If you've watched this far, you sense that something isn't right. You feel that nagging doubt. That quiet voice saying, this feels off. And that voice matters. The more we speak up, the harder the truth gets suppressed. This is Dark Data Files. We expose the buried truths. We connect the dots they want disconnected. If you wish to dig deeper, if you aim to stay ahead of the curve, if you believe your future should belong to you, subscribe. Because the only cure for a world run by code is the mind that refuses to be programmed.